North America. Actually, I shouldn't say Jeunesse North America. I'm going to say hello to Jeunesse Global Family. Why? Because I'm looking on Facebook, all of the comments, and we have people either connecting from Canada, Israel, Mexico, Florida, all over the world. And it's just so exciting to be here tonight hosting this incredible Discover Jeunesse event. So if you're logging in for the first time and you're on the Facebook North America page, but you want to enter into the lucky draw, you have to make sure to go into the Jeunesse Live Events website and scroll all the way to the bottom and enter the form and read the rules so you can be one of the lucky winners at the end of tonight. Two people are going to be getting some really nice prizes. But before that, if you're in the Jeunesse Live Events site, remember you can actually select the language of your preference. It can be in English, Spanish, or Mandarin. So we hope that you can enjoy tonight and that you're sitting very tight to hear what you're about to listen to. So the lucky draw is two winners. One of them will win an NMN Live product, one of our new top sellers, or one box of the Mind product and the Reserve product as well. So make sure you enter. You don't have to be a distributor. You can be anybody that is listening that lives in North America to be able to enter and win the prizes. So let's see who wins big at the end. So what to expect tonight? If you're watching and you're new or you just joined the company, you want to learn why Jeunesse. What is Jeunesse? So you're going to hear from corporate field, from the field leadership, from our founders, our CBO, different aspects or components of what is Jeunesse. So you're going to see here the vision and the mission from the founders, Wendy Lewitt and Randy Ray. You're going to hear of why Jeunesse can take you to that next level. You're going to hear from the field on our incredible youth enhancement system product, which is what most of distributors join in because they start using our products and they just fall in love with them. But also then you're gonna wanna know how much money you can make, right, with this business. So be ready to listen into that one as well. And then we're gonna have what is in the future for Jeunesse. What is the vision for the next 11 years or 20 years or 30 years? And for that, we're gonna be listening from our CBO, Scott Lewis himself. And it's just gonna be incredible. We hope that by the end of tonight, take some notes, contact the person that invited you to the call, and we hope that you can join our community and our Jeunesse family. So without further ado, I want to introduce the first speaker. She's very dear to me. She joined the company only 4 months ago, and my God, she has made such a big impact and difference already in North America. And everybody that is watching in, please send the love to everybody that is taking time tonight to be a guest speaker and tell you about the incredible opportunity with Jeunesse. So she joined network marketing at a very young age. I think even before she had the right to vote, she was already in network marketing. So she saw the huge opportunity and the future of network marketing. And she even founded a company herself a few years back. But once, just like you, she heard about the incredible opportunity in Jeunesse, and she could not wait and say, you know what? I'm going to partner with this company because I want to see what the future holds. So I want to welcome, please send her the love, the president of North America, Betty Perez. Hola, Betty.
Hi, Zarina. Thank you so much. That was so kind of you, and it's always great to see you. Even if it is virtual, here we are. And thank you for getting us kicked off. It's going to be a great night, so thank you. Thank you. And for all of you who are watching us, welcome to March's edition of Discover Jeunesse. We could not be more excited to have this moment in time with you, to spend the evening and talk about the future and talk about everything that we have at hand here. And for those of you who are brand new, maybe perhaps a friend sent you a link and said, hey, I want you to check this out. I want you to support me. And you may not know exactly what you signed up for tonight. I'm here to tell you, you are going to learn some incredible stuff. You're going to hear about some amazing products that have made a difference in people's lives all around the world, from the inside out. And you're going to hear about an opportunity, like Zarina said, our senior sales manager here in North America America, that has truly changed lives all around the world. And I'm pretty confident that by the end of tonight, you in some capacity will be saying yes to Jeunesse as well. And we are just so excited to have this moment in time, like I said, with you. And tonight, I have the opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about the bragging rights of Jeunesse, because you see, this is a company that is more than just a business, but it is really a team of people. It is a tribe, and I hope you know what I mean by that. In life, I think we all go through just looking for those people that we connect with, that, like lockets, we unlock each other and we see the world in the same way. And, here at Jeunesse, what you're going to find is a tribe of people who are excited about living every single day to its very best, to its most, about keeping that youth, regardless of how many candles pile up on the cake. We keep the youth here at Jeunesse. We have products and opportunity, a vehicle to make sure that you look at time as your best friend, that no matter how many candles you have on that cake every single year, you're excited about it because it represents another year in which you gained experience, and yet you still retain that youthful just bravado that is available to you. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I have the honor and privilege to kind of talk a little bit about these bragging rights of Jeunesse, to kind of give you an idea of who this incredible company that is all around the world is capable of doing for you. But the very first question I have for you tonight is, have you ever wondered how far your dreams could take you? And you see, I'm sure at the end of last year or at the beginning of this year, you might have set some goals. You might have, written out exactly where you want to be by the end of 2021. And my question to you tonight is, do you have a game plan to help you get there? And it's okay if you haven't just found that vehicle just yet, because we have the honor to show you that vehicle that is called Jeunesse, that has helped so many people achieve more than what they could even dream of, and quite frankly, we're very excited about this because you see, even though so many of us, actually all of us, the entire world wanted to leave 2020 in 2020, we're still in the midst of crazy times. And, what we have here tonight is simply an opportunity to, show you how you can get healthier, how you can live a more fuller life and, supplement your income like so many people around the world have. And so, I think that's where we got to start. We got to start with that open mind. I once heard that your mind is like a parachute. It only works if it's open, right? So you want to keep that open mind tonight. And, the mission here at Jeunesse is very simple. It's very clear. And I want us to read this together because it is very powerful. Our mission is simple. You see, at Jeunesse, we aim to create a positive impact in the world by helping people look and feel young while empowering each other to unleash our potential. And like Zarina said, it was only a short 4 months ago in which I too said yes to Jeunesse, where I too was attracted to this mission and the people that make up the company. And, as I was doing my due diligence, as I was doing my research, when I looked at this mission statement, I read it, the word that stood out to me was impact. It was these two words, positive impact, because you see, what that told me is that this company, these individuals were not just about building a company, but it was about an impact. And what that represented to me was that ripple effect that continues beyond just doing something for today. It's about doing something for today that is building a lasting legacy for tomorrow. And so that gives you an insight as to how our founders think. And so that brings me to who are our founders. And they're three incredible people that are just absolutely phenomenal. Randy Ray, Wendy Lewis, and Scott Lewis. These individuals are not just the founders of Jeunesse, but they are leaders in the industry. They are leaders in really the business world. What they have accomplished here at Jeunesse is absolutely incredible. And tonight, you actually have the opportunity to hear from them, from all three of them. And, it is not every day that you get to hear from billion-dollar founders, and that's who you're going to hear from. So make sure you stay tuned the entire duration of tonight's event to hear from these fantastic individuals who are all about quality. Obviously, you don't get to $1 billion in sales without having the very best of the best. And it always starts with intention. It starts with heart. It starts with saying, what do we want to do? And, all three of them said, we want the very best of the best. if we're going to put a product out there, it wasn't just going to be any product. I know that they always start with, the question of is, why does the world need another product that deals with weight management or with health or with beauty? It's not just about any product. It's about truly solving a problem. And so, what they did is they are fans of bringing the best brains, the best thinkers, and so they have a scientific advisory board that is comprised of the very best. Matter of fact, some of our doctors are Nobel Prize nominee. They are just renowned doctors. And so every single product that you are going to hear about tonight has been thoughtfully formulated, like I said, by just the very best of the best. And so all of these efforts have led to creating a force in the industry, a company that has sold over billions of dollars in sales. Now, matter of fact, just to put in perspective the opportunity at hand, I want you to take a look at this. You see, Jeunesse reached the $1 billion mark just in 2016. I mean, how incredible is that, right? You take a look at companies like Apple, Facebook, Amazon, eBay, Google. It took them 6 years, 4 years, 7 years, 5 years. And so, we started in 2009. And so, again, this is the type of quality and the type of success that Jeunesse has had. And so what that has led to is 5 years of consecutive B's of $1 billion sold. And matter of fact, to this very date, we just did the calculation, and there was a lot of PR about this because it was an impressive milestone. The company has sold over $8 billion in products all around the world. I mean, for those of us who are part of the Jeunesse tribe and have been for a while, I mean, I want to congratulate you and I want to thank you, because it is your efforts day in and day out of going out there and sharing these products and living Jeunesse that together, we've achieved this incredible milestone. And, our products are just phenomenal. They are absolutely just incredible. And so obviously that just means that many people have been able to experience that. And so, success leaves clues, right? So when you sell that much in product, there's a lot of things that, that ripple effect, that impact that is created. For one, and one of the very, things that we're the most proud of is that we have 6 ways for individuals who partner with us to earn income. And isn't that beautiful? You see, most traditional companies, they are in the business of selling products and making money, and that's, it, right? Like, there is the profits, and that goes to the ownership. But here at Jeunesse, you see, what we have done is we've said, hey, for every dollar that, comes into the company, we are going to be creating an opportunity. And so when you sell $8 billion and there's 6 different ways for individuals to earn income, let me tell you something. It's been life-changing. For those individuals who have put in the work and have taken the time to get to know the products and, decided to do this on the side. For many people, for most people, actually, it started as something they did part-time around their current job, around their current lifestyle, and they supplemented their income. And again, for many people, it's just turned into an absolute dream come true. And this has transcended into 145 different markets around the world. And so, this is something that, to me, it's very deep. It's something that I'm very touched by. You see, I am the daughter of an immigrant, right? And what Jeunesse has done is they have offered an opportunity to so many people where right there in their local nation, they can partake in this incredible opportunity, right? And you see, this has caught the attention of so many different publications. Matter of fact, Jeunesse, if this is the first time you're really truly taking a look at us, you may say, you know what, this kind of sounds a bit familiar. And that's because we've been in 28 major publications, from TV to magazines, and we've won 800 awards, from our marketing to just all the different things that we've done. And of course, it's something that we are very proud of. And so, ultimately, the way we've achieved all of this success is by participating in billion-dollar industries, by being very, very strategic. Obviously, you don't just, fall into $1 billion of sales accidentally. You have to be very strategic. And so, today you're going to hear from our founders. You're going to hear from our chief visionary officer, and the three of them, as well as the rest of the team. They strategically said, we're going to dive into that wellness industry. We're going to dive into that hair care industry, that weight management industry. I mean, skincare, makeup. I mean, these industries that are absolutely leading, we are a part of it. And so, we've got something for everybody to look young, to feel young, to live young, hence Jeunesse. Matter of fact, the word Jeunesse in French means youth. And so, again, we are here to help you just always maintain that youthful spirit, that youthful feeling, that youthful bravado to go live the life that you want to live and have that vitality. And so, with that said, I have the huge honor. I mean, it is a privilege, really, that I get to introduce you to our founders. And they're going to talk here in just a few minutes. After that, you get to hear about our products, and you get to hear about incredible, lucrative compensation plan. And after that, you get to hear from our chief visionary officer. So again, you want to stay tuned throughout the entire thing. And if there is anybody that you truly love, that you truly care about, that perhaps has been looking for something, text them right now, tag them right now, and tell them, hey, you know what, you got to check this out, because I think something big is going on here. And while we've done $8 billion in sales, let me tell you, my friend, we're just getting started. We got way too many more lives that we want to go out there and share with and change. And so we need your help, and we're just excited that you're here. So, with that said, let's go ahead and cue up this video that is going to introduce you to Wendy Lewis and Randy Ray. Individuals that, again, have done more than just build a business. They are truly the life, the heart, the DNA of this company. And they're individuals who have truly crossed that bridge from success to significance, because that's what they are all about. So before you hear from them directly, let's go ahead and cue this video so you can get a glimpse of who they are and really their heart. So let's go ahead and roll this video.
I've had a lot of people say, gosh, I can't believe, you're a multimillionaire and you act like just the guy next door. And I said, that's all I am. I have found tremendous joy on earth, and I think there's a lot more joy that we can give.
Poor is a state of mind. If you think you're poor, you'll be poor all your life.
Randy grew up very poor. I had what I needed. I didn't need any more, and that's how I grew up.
I always asked my mom when we were little, why are we so poor? And she said, we're not poor, we're just broke. I know what it feels like to have nothing. I know how it feels to be homeless, not have a place to live. I know what it's like to go to school with snow on the ground and no shoes. These kids are happy, even though they don't have anything. I mean, they're really, really excited about us being there. And they have nobody as their advocate except us. That's why I'm so passionate about children.
I fell in love with network marketing because it allowed people from average backgrounds to do anything they want and become anything they want.
We were wrestling around with the idea of what can we name it. The French word jeunesse is for youth, so it's a youth enhancement system.
We wanted to create a business opportunity that anyone could be successful in. So we tried to make the opportunities something that was achievable at different levels so that they could step their way up. What we really wanted is leading edge, state-of-the-art products that no one else can get anywhere else.
I thank all of the distributors and all the employees in this company. Because of them, this is why we've been able to grow the way we have. It requires people that are dedicated to doing what they're supposed to be doing here.
They're the ones that carry the torch. We have to be grateful, because if they weren't here, we wouldn't be where we are today.
We've come a long way, baby.
Yeah, we sure have. What we learned when we started working together is that we were a perfect balance. We make the most incredible team.
The beauty we have is that Wendy has a master's in statistics and measurement.
Before I met Randy, I was a mathematics teacher.
She's ideally suited for designing compensation plans.
I like everything to make sense, because if it doesn't make sense, I'm not doing it. Randy has a very interesting view of life. He enjoys laughing and making people laugh. Randy always says, you know, I could hear a joke 1,000 times, and if he tells it, I'll still laugh. We have been very fortunate and very blessed. Everybody around the world sees us as Mama and Papa or Mom and Dad, and we want everybody to be happy and enjoy their life and enjoy every day to the max. That's what it's all about. I love being with him. I love traveling with him. We just have a great time no matter where we go, and it's always been fun with Randy.
Probably one of the best feelings you can have, to wake up every day and know that you have your best buddy with you no matter where you are in the world. I mean, we have been to over 105 countries, and to be in all those places and realize that the person that's beside you is the person that you were with yesterday and the day before and months before, it's really a blessing to do that.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow, you know, I see that video and I just see the heart, and it reminds me again why I said yes to Jeunesse. You know, at the end of the day, you want to work with people that are here to make a difference and people that you can trust, and that's what I found with Wendy and Randy and Scott. And so, you know, yesterday, real quickly, was International Women's Day, and it's just so amazing to have an icon like Wendy, who is the leader here at Jeunesse for us women and for so many, and Randy, that you'll get to meet. And these individuals, like I said, they are not just legends and icons in the business, but they're people who care. And Randy actually wrote a book, Mud Pies to Blue Skies, which I recommend everybody read it. I read it, and as I bring him up, I just want to leave you with this last, with the quote from his book that says, "At the end of life, what really matters is not what we bought, but what we built. Not what we got, but what we shared. Not our competence, but our character. And not our success, but our significance. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love." And with that, I want to introduce you to our founders, Wendy Lewis and Randy Ray. And I just want to thank both of you for living a life that matters and living a life of love. So welcome. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh.
I get to introduce this lovely lady here who I've been with for 30 years.
A lot of years.
We've had a lot of fun. Basically, you couldn't have found two people that had more different backgrounds than Wendy and I have. I grew up as a poor country boy and a sharecropper. A sharecropper is someone who works on someone else's farm, and you get a share of the crop that you produce, supposedly. My dad did not know how to read and write. He never went to school. He was part Cherokee Indian. His mother was a full-blooded Cherokee. And my mother was, I don't really know, she was some kind of Indian because she was on the warpath most of the time. But no, God rest her soul. I came up and we were moving all the time. Every house we lived in was a dump. I never lived in any house that had electricity, and never got any Christmas presents. And I never had shoes. And so it was a pretty bleak existence. But when I graduated from high school, it was on a Friday night, and I was 16 years old. And the following morning, I left home. I had no idea where I was going, but I just knew I was going to go somewhere. And I think if you look at my book, in the cover of the book, it said, when the guy asked me where I was going, I said, I don't know, but I'm going somewhere where I can be somebody. And with God's help, I've been there, you know. So I've had a lot of fun. And I remember when I was 14 years old, I asked my mom to tell me she loved me, and she didn't do it. And so I went and sat down on the creek bank, and I wrote out some of the things that I wanted to do with my life. And I told her, I said, Mom, I don't care if you love me or not. I love me, and there's a lot of things that I want to do. And there's a big world that I want to explore. I want to meet people from all these different parts of the world and find out what makes them tick, what's important to them. And so I wrote out my goals, and one of the things on there was that I was going to be a multimillionaire by the time I was 35. And I picked 35 because the banker's son was 35. I figured, he had to be a multimillionaire. He was a banker's son, which was an incorrect assumption on my part. But that was the first thing. Second thing, I was going to have clothes that were mine. I always wore clothes that someone else had thrown away. And I was going to have a house to live in that had electricity. We had never had electricity any place we lived. And I was going to get a car because we didn't have a car. And so all of those things were pretty lofty goals. And no one had ever spent time with me teaching me how to do goal management or anything like that. But anyway, those were my goals. And I graduated from high school on a Friday night. And the next morning I left home. I was 16 years old and I was hitchhiking and somebody picked me up and I asked him where he's going. He said he was going to Memphis. And I said, okay, that's where I'm going. Never been to Memphis, never been out of the county at that point. And so when I got to Memphis, I looked around and I thought, boy, I've already done it now. I don't know anyone. I don't have a place to stay. I don't have any money. I don't have a food or anything, no job. But all those things are detailed in my book, Mud Pies to Blue Skies, because when I was younger, my younger brother and I used to eat mud pies. We'd pat out like a hamburger patty of mud from the creek bank, and we'd eat it. It stopped the hunger pains. So life has been good. As I said, I was able to go in the Army. The Army paid my way through school. I went to several different colleges to accumulate all the credit hours I needed to get a degree. But I got a degree in computer science and a degree in psychology. And I spent most of my work after I left the military in computer applications, computer science. And one of the major accomplishments that I had was when I left the Army, I went to work for Honeywell Aerospace, and I worked on the X-15 spacecraft. And then I found out that NASA was coming out with a request for proposal for a launch processing system for the space shuttle. And I bid on that, and I won that contract, and that contract was very valuable. I got a lot of commission on that. And so I started a company of my own, and eventually got to the point where in 1985, I was fortunate enough to meet a lady that has been an important part of my life ever since then, and that's this lovely lady right here. I met her, and she had a background in mathematics, very extensive background in mathematics, and of course computer science and everything. It went hand in hand, and so we worked together for about 3 years, and then we decided we'd set up a company together. Wendy already had a proprietorship that she was doing consulting work, so we started a company that way, and I eventually came to be in Orlando, and I got a phone call one day, and they said, there's a lady on the phone that is really upset because you don't call her back. And I said, I don't have any missed calls. Turned out it was Wendy. She was really scolding me for not calling her back, and she was calling the Tampa office. Then that guy had been fired, and there was nobody there except the answering service, and they didn't forward the calls over to our main office. So anyway, we finally got all that worked out, and it turned out that we worked together. She was doing consulting, and so it went from there, and I'll let her tell you the real excitement and how she heard the Heavenly Choir singing when she first met me, and and all that. So anyway, I'm going to let Wendy tell you the really important stuff here.
Oh,
So we came out of retirement to get Jeunesse going. So Wendy,
yeah.
take it away, girl.
Okay. We started Jeunesse. No, we didn't. We started AMSC. We started AMSC And that was a company that took people, doctors, from pegboard to computer systems. And it was brand new back then. People had been on paper systems and had never been on a computer. This was in around the mid 80s, I would say. And we became #1 in the United States, and we stayed #1 for 8 years. And at that time, we sold the company because the company that did the software that we were using was going public, and we weren't sure what would happen to us if they went when they went public. But before we sold the company, we separated out a hardware maintenance company, and that was Alpha Computer Services. But when we sold AMSC, we retired. That didn't last very long because Randy and I couldn't stay home and not work. I mean, it was just not something we'd ever done. So we went back to work with Alpha Computer Services. And after a short period of time, we also realized that the computers were becoming less expensive, smaller systems, and people weren't going to keep maintenance contracts on them. So we decided that was a good time to sell that company. And we did sell it. And after we sold it, we retired again. And we stayed home for a very short time, and we couldn't stand being home and not working. So we started working with network marketing companies, and we learned a lot about them, and we started doing customer service for them, a lot of compensation plan changes, and I spent a lot of time fixing compensation plans that I knew were going to overpay or not work. So we did a lot of that, and after a period of time, we found somebody came to us, and we decided, now's the time. We maybe should own our own company, because if we did, we could help a lot of people. We have been so fortunate in selling the 2 companies that we had, AMSC and Alpha Computer Services. And Randy and I talked about it a lot, and we said, we're really lucky. We could have stayed home and we could have not worked, but we really want to work. We don't like staying home. And we said, this was a way that we could help a lot of other people reach their goals and dreams. And we worked really hard. We went out to California, actually, because Randy had a sore knee and he was having problems with his knee. And while we were out there, we met Dr. Newman, and they took some fat, spun it down, and got stem cells and inserted the stem cells in Randy's knee. And actually, that was a major accomplishment and help for Randy. It lasted 5 or 6 years, and he didn't have to replace the knee. So during that time, when they were doing the work on Randy, I saw a bottle of serum. And I asked the ladies that worked in the office, and I said, what do they use this for? And they showed me before and after pictures, and I thought, wow, I need to try this, because if this really works, this is a great product. So I bought 1 bottle and I took it home, and I didn't share it with Randy.
Nope.
I had to use it all for myself. And after a week or a week and a half, people started saying to me, you look so different. What are you doing? You look amazing. So I thought, wow, this is a great product. And I said to Randy, I think this would be a great product for a network marketing company. So if we decide we're going to do this and we really wanted to, this would be a great product to get started with. So we went back to California and we talked to Dr. Newman, and Randy said, how many of these do you sell in a month? And Dr. Newman said, about 40 to my patients. I only sell it to my patients. And Randy said, well, how would you like to sell 40,000? And he laughed and said, I'd love to, but how do I do that? And Randy said, give me the formula and we'll show you how. And he said, that sounds pretty interesting to me. So we went back home and we started thinking about what to name the company. We had meetings and we came up with Jeunesse because Jeunesse means youth in French. And we thought that would be a great way. And all the products we were going to make and work with were going to be youth enhancing products. And we wanted a second product for when we opened the company. And the second product, we wanted to be something that worked from the inside out because the serum was going to be from the outside in. So we started working with Scott, actually, who you'll be talking with later, who will be talking to you later. And we had him develop a new product called Reserve, which now is our #1 selling product. It's an amazing product and most people really love it. So now we had 2 products. Randy and I made a trip back to California and we met with a person that we knew that we thought would be a good person to help us start the company, and that was Kim Hui. And we met with her and we talked to her for quite a while, explaining about the stem cell product and the reserve product. And then she didn't really like it that much, I don't think, but she went home and talked to her husband, who's a physician, and he said, Kim, this is a great idea. It's great products because stem cells are the future of this country, the future of medicine. So we got together and she came up with 5 people that she wanted to start the company with, and they were all from Asia. So we started the company, and our goal was to develop and open as many places and many countries in Asia as we could. And we opened Taiwan and Hong Kong, and then we went to a lot more, Malaysia, Singapore, lots and lots of countries. And the purpose was we wanted to have a lot of countries that everything we had was set up and correctly set up, so that if we built these companies, we wanted to get them to doing $1 million a month or more. And we worked really hard to get there because we felt if anything happened to one of them or one of the leaders left or whatever, we had lots of other countries that would be excellent for us. So we came back in September 09 at 9 p.m. we launched Jeunesse, and that was the beginning of the company. My companies and countries. Anyway, that was the beginning of the company. And what we did is we had 2 goals in mind. The first goal was to help as many people reach their dreams and goals as we could help. And we've been very fortunate to help thousands and thousands of people. And I hope those of you who are watching decide you want to join us and want to be more that reach your dreams and goals. And then the second thing was to help children around the world because of how Randy grew up. And he really wanted to help children. And we set up Jeunesse Kids. And that's the 2 things that we've worked the most on. And we've been very, very fortunate. And things have worked really well. This has been a difficult time because of the virus, but I know 2021 is going to be a great year. And we hope all of you that are watching will want to join us. And we look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Wendy and Randy. It was such a pleasure to spend some time with you yesterday, Wendy, on International Women's Day. I mean, what an incredible story you shared with so many powerful ladies now in the industry and at Jeunesse. And Randy, thank you for your book. It's so great that we get to go into, like your history, what you lived throughout your life. And it's so incredible that thank you for not retiring and coming back, because you definitely empower people every single day. And I think that that's really the mission in life, for both of you. So thank you so much for taking time and letting people see who both of you are. We love you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good night. Bye bye. Oh my God, what a great couple. Like they said, they're so different, but together they just create the most powerful couple ever. And we're so lucky to have them as our founders. And they have created that mission, and it's great that he has been moving on and is going to be a legacy to all of us. So now moving forward, we hear about why Jeunesse. We heard from our founders on our vision and mission. So what about hearing about the incredible youth enhancement system, which is our products? And for this, I have the honor to introduce the next guest speaker. She comes from financial background. She used to work as a venture capitalist. So if you hear that, you say, well, usually people that are working with numbers, they're not the most people person oriented. But you know what? She started using our products and she just fell in love with the products. And she said, I cannot be selfish. I need to share this with other people. But of course, coming from a financial background, when she saw the compensation plan, she said, this is a win-win situation. And she has helped so many people globally. She has a huge team everywhere, and she's the mother of two. She's a husband, she's a sister, she's a mother, she's a business woman, but most of all, she has a heart of gold, and that's why her team loves her, and she just loves to be part of the Jeunesse family. So let's welcome Triple Diamond Director from California, our incredible Flora Lee. How you doing, Flora? So good to see you.
Hey, Zarina, good to see you right after the Empower Women Day, right? Here we go
Yes.
again.
Thank you for taking time and being here and tell people about what you once did. Try our products and fell in love with them. So who better than you to go ahead and cover our youth enhancement system?
Thank you, Zarina. I don't know much of the science in terms of professional terminology. What I can tell everybody, brothers and sisters and friends and families now in front of this computer or phones, is this is something that really works. You know, I came from the financial background. I have seen so many business plans, all the proposals, but when I start hearing about Jeunesse, I have no clue what kind of company, what kind of business plan, what exactly the business model. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But that doesn't stop me from trying the products, because who doesn't want to look young? Who doesn't want to feel good, feel happy? Who doesn't want to live in an energetic way, right? So luckily, I opened the door. I said yes to the products. Of course, it's not the first time when I heard the name of the company. It took me almost 3 times. Finally, I realized what's there for me to lose. It doesn't hurt to try, because people who tell me I can feel they are looking younger, they all look better, and they really believe and they really feel the difference. So I think I should believe them and give myself a chance to believe this company for one time. And right after that, the rest is a history. As just a consumer 7 years ago, now I'm so happy and honored to become the triple diamonds in the company, and having so many people in my team love the product just like I am. You know, how often in our life we can participate in billion-dollar industry, and in Jeunesse, we're not just participating in $1 billion industry. We are actually in multi-billion-dollar industry. All start from being a consumer, right? Let's take a look of our yes system. You know, this Jeunesse is not just a company selling a couple of products on its own. It's actually having a system. This is called youth enhancement system. I look at it as like, if we look at the overall well-being as a whole picture, Jeunesse is like a puzzle. Each product is a puzzle piece. Each piece has a very important role. That's why when I start using the product, I'm lucky enough. I didn't just use one product. I used the system. Let's talk about each one of them. I couldn't even tell you which one is my favorite, because I love it all. When you start using Jeunesse products, internally, externally, you know, from the memory to the energy, from the enhancement to the revealing. It's just like all good. You're gonna, just like me, you're gonna say and tell people this is all my favorite, and I'm not exaggerating it. Let's start from the first product I used. This is called Reserve. If you look at this beautiful color, is that something? And also, as a matter of fact, it's right here. It's right next to me. I'm with this one is with me all the time. I always have it in my purse, around where my drawer is, and in my car, because this is something everybody can take. It comes from some super fruits blend. If you know the powerful super ingredient called resveratrol, and coming from the red wine, this is so much more than that, and they can do so much more than that. So kids love it. It tastes great, especially when this can help everybody balance their immune system, clean their system. You will love it too. And Jeunesse have been able to share with the rest of the world about $1 billion reserve in last 10, 11 years. Gosh, this year Jeunesse is going to have a 12th birthday, right? So for the last more than decade, we are promoting and we are selling and we are sharing this $1 billion worth of reserve. How many people have benefit from it? I think you should try it. Definitely get on it. Another product I absolutely love, is called AMPM. It's actually formulated by a very famous, he actually is a nominee of a Nobel Prize. He is so famous, he's still actively involved in the super anti-aging industry up in the front line. And this is exclusive for Jeunesse. Don't think this is just a morning or night vitamin or mineral. This is so much more than that. I remember when I first got the bottle and I tried to find out what are the ingredients. I couldn't find it. So I have to look in the label, and I finally tear the label off halfway. Then on the back of the label, you start seeing more than 75 ingredients, and it said all natural, no preservative, and they're all natural ingredients. It not only have the daily vitamin minerals, it also have 8 proprietary blend that really is essential to everybody's day life and night life. When people start trying this product, I think right away they feel in the daytime they are more energetic. They don't need to take a nap anymore. They are more focused. And at night, they can have a sound sleep. I remember when I first started taking this about a week, people start asking me, "You are glowing, Flora." So I didn't do anything special. I start thinking, what am I doing differently? I think I took Reserve and I took AMPM. When you have a very restful night of sleep, the next day you will start glowing. Of course, we have to talk about Finity. This is a product that has a very advanced technology behind it. If we know there's a word called telomere, telomere, of course, I learned along the way. I'm not a doctor, and I wish I could know more and tell you more. But what I can tell you from a consumer standpoint, this thing works. My dad, he used to have a lot of as they start getting age, all the things, the symptoms, the problems, and he started telling me, this is a product I can feel the difference. I think my eyes is better. I think I don't have to get up in the middle of the night so many times. So this is really an overall product that help you maintain your telomere. That really is something that you can feel the result. I totally encourage you to start using Finity. You will know what I'm talking about. Of course, as we start getting older, nobody want to face this reality. I don't even want to think about we are getting old. But now, more than half a century on this earth, I start realizing this is a natural thing. We start forgetting things. There's some people we know them, but their name just not come up to us right away anymore. This is a time that you really know the benefit of mind. My husband, he was a medical doctor. Of course, he has doubt about Jeunesse product. What convert him and what convinced him too is because of product. I remember when he tried a month or two mine, he told me, I start recalling my classmates in high school, their name and their, all this stuff coming to me. You know what? This is a miracle. And I know it's not just going to happen to him. It happens to so many people. And kids love it too. When they want to focus, sometimes they're distracted. And the parents will give the kids, time to try a little mind, ounce of genius, and make you focus. That's why I have a lot of teammates, and they have having such a great team volume whenever there's a tax season. In China, each June or July is a tax season for college entrance exam. You can see a huge movement of the products. Kids love it, and they absolutely want to take it. Of course, when we talk about we want to look young, feel young, we all know we're going to do internally and externally. Now we mainly talk about the internal, but this is something so dramatic you can feel the difference on your external skin. And this is Nara. All the people love it. I have ladies in my team say, I can't live without it. I can't imagine. I don't have the product. What did we do without this? This product is so effective. Give it a month or two, you will feel the difference on your skin tone. You will feel the shining and the tightening of the elastin and the collagen. So try the products. And it's so affordable and it tastes so good too. Of course, when we talk about Jeunesse, we have to talk about stem cell because after all, this is a youth enhancement system. Every product about Jeunesse line is around cellular rejuvenation. And we need to mention about the master cell, which is our stem cell. And this product is formulated by a pioneer in stem cell research and with all the natural ingredients. And we can feel the difference. Again, the product works. It helps release the stem cell in your system. Who does not want to have more stem cell to look young, right? To have all our organs and functions as young as possible. I'm sure everybody wants to be young. As time goes by, we start realizing we can't take it for granted. But when we grab this technology, when we grab the Jeunesse products, we feel like insurance. We feel secure. And that's how I feel anyway. With Jeunesse products now, I'm using, and my family, the whole household is using, I feel we are aging much slower. And hopefully we can age gracefully, beautifully, energetically, right? So this is a product that will help. Of course, we need to mention Monavi. People who start using this and who start drinking this Monavi juice, they all love it. The most important thing they notice the difference is their joint. They feel they have a stronger and supporting joint because the ingredients, because there are 19 natural blend of the fruits, of course the Brazilian acai, and of course we have this glucosamine that's famous for joint health. So grab this while it's still there. And Jeunesse don't stop where it's famous before. It constantly evolves new products, evolve new technologies. One of the new products we are seeing last year is Alumune. Who does not know aloe vera, right? This is such a legend ingredient that people know when we feel the hurt, the burns, and this is going to heal us. And Jeunesse just come up this pure, tasty aloe vera that use the very earth-friendly packaging, and it tastes great and is so affordable. So grab one for you and grab a sample for your friends that you want to refer. And we talk about the new technology. We need to mention about this new NMN system. This is not just a single ingredients supplement. I know other company also talk about NMN. The whole anti-aging industry start talking about NMN, but Jeunesse is having this diamond formula. And this is something that works from the origin of the cell's energy source, NAD+. I strongly recommend you, if you care about your health, if you care about the aging that you are facing and our parents are facing, we need to get on this product as soon as possible. And I hear so many positive feedbacks and testimony about this product. I'm using it too. That's why I feel so much younger and better and energetic. How can we not feel this way, right? So we have the best in our hands. Let's make the best out of it. And then we need to talk about our lifestyle. A lot of people think, oh, I'm too fat, I need to lose weight. Oh, I'm just too thin, I need to gain a little weight. And some people think, I need to firm up and tone up. We need something like this Zen system. It's a body weight management system. It's not only help you tighten up and tone up the system. It's actually help us create an optimal lifestyle. Of course, you need to have a little balanced diet, and you need. I always, encourage people. Even we have the best products, we need to have regular workout, little walk here, there, little running there, a jumping rope, right? Stuff like that. Not only for the products, it's for our health. It, of course, will work together with the product we are taking. I love Zen Body. I absolutely love the founder and the formulator of this whole system, Mark McDonald. He created such a beautiful, passionate community who all cater to help each other, to make each other live a better life. Isn't that's what we're all looking for, a community that cares, that help us, give us ways to solve our problem on a daily basis, and help us maintain a very healthy lifestyle and hopefully maintain our weight by having this Zen Fuse and Zen Fit and Zen Shape and Zen Prime. This is a great components of products. If you care again about your overall health system, let's put our hands on this product. I absolutely loved our Zen system. When we talk about aging, it's a overall thing. It's not only internal or external. The reason why I mention about our Jeunesse internal products first, because a lot of times a problem on our skin is not just because our aging or our skin problem. It's actually originated from the internal problems or aging. That's why let's take care of internal. Then we talk about Jeunesse best. I really think one of our best line is our Luminous line. And this is such a great product designed by very famous stem cell specialist, Dr. Newman. We heard the story from our founder, right? We just heard the story from Wendy, Randy. They talk about how they even conceived the idea of having a company called Jeunesse. It all started from that visit to the office in Los Angeles. I'm so lucky. I live in Los Angeles. I had chance. I actually saw Dr. Newman many, many times, and he is a great person. But of course, he has great products. He needs great company like Jeunesse and great people like us who love to try products, who once love the product, start sharing this great products. The Luminous line is absolutely stunning, especially ladies. We constantly looking for the next cure, the next anti-aging miracle. We're searching for the top brands in the superstores and the department stores. Is always a little disappointment. But this time, I have to tell you from my heart, from my personal experience, this time it's not going to disappoint you at all, because our whole line of product, look at it, it's not just a serum that just now Wendy talked about. We have a whole line. I absolutely love every single product of this line. The cleanser, probably have never come across a better cleanser like this, and it's such an affordable price, of course. And our serum, they have more than 256 growth factor that can send a signal down to the skin that really help you rejuvenate, regrow, renew our own elastin, our own collagen. Nothing can beat our own, right? And we have this beautiful brightener help us brighten our skin. And I absolutely love our daily moisturizing day and night cream. This is probably the best cream I've ever put my hands on. Ever since I have this cream day and night, I no longer quest for any other brand. Sometimes when I go to the department store, I was looking at those famous brands. I'm thinking, I can't believe I no longer want that because I have something better now, right? I know. I just from my personal experience, I'm always excited when I start talking about it because that's how I start realizing product like Jeunesse, like this, not many people know it. So we have a chance not only benefit us, we have a chance to make other people know. This doesn't have to be a kept secret. We can let this out. By doing this, we help more and more people, and we will help us too. And you will know what I'm talking about when we have our next speaker financially, right? Especially. So now we talk about instant beautifulness, instant aging, anti-agingness is called instant ageless. I actually was there when we started launching this product. I cannot remember how many years ago. I'm with Jeunesse 7 years, but it's like my whole life journey. There's so much memories, so much things, and so many stories to share. So I was there watching this lady. In less than 2 minutes, she had a big bag like under her eyes. In less than 2 minutes, the whole bag just disappeared right in front of everybody's eyes. It's a miracle. And it is a miracle if you really want to get it taken care of right away before you go to dinner, before you take apartment. You go to appointment, you will feel the result. So get your hand on this. Each box have like so many applications. It will last for a long, long time. So we can say we have already more than 15 million applications sold around the world. Good thing is if you have friends, not only United States, you have friends elsewhere, you can actually tell them because Jeunesse is everywhere. This business, this distribution channel, this platform is everywhere. It's more than 150 countries as far as I know. So how lucky we can be, right? Of course, when we talk of beauty, aging, not only internal, external, sometimes we start realizing as we go, we lose hairs, we have hair problems. And I started using Reveal not too long ago because I was a little stubborn because I don't really think, oh my God, can I really regrow my hair? Can I really feel different and look younger in my hair, not just my skin? Guess what? You can see from this, I have so much short little hair start growing out. Nothing can beat your personal testimonial. I am a living proof of how great this whole set of product is. So I absolutely love it. And I always store it up in my home. I have several sets going to last me a long time. And when people say, just Jeunesse doesn't have a cosmetic products, right? I guess our founder must heard this. Very soon, we came out this beautiful airbrush finish quality professional makeup that also has an anti-aging APT 200 in it. So it's a combination of the best on both sides. And I actually have a little today, and you can see it's not too thick, and it looks so natural, and it looks beautiful. And we have all different shades for all kind of color tones. So I'm sure you can find some type that's going to be best for you. And I know we all want to look young. We all want to feel young, feel good, feel happy. We also want to live a young lifestyle. This is what Jeunesse can really give to every one of us. When we accomplish our initial dream, our pursuit of look young, feel better, I think it's time to think with this treasure in our hands, with this kept secret still not many people know out there, what should we do about it? I started thinking actually 6-7 years ago when I loved the products. Then I started falling in love with the mission, with the founder. I aligned myself. I started realizing, you know what? We have this lifetime opportunity in our hands. We can look young, feel better. In the meanwhile, you can still also be richer, be happier, have more resource to help more people. Okay, I think I've done my turn and I use it all the time, maybe even more than I should. I'll get back to you, Zarina.
Thank you so much, Flora. I mean, I know you were a little bit nervous about going into the products because, like you say, you're not a doctor, but I love the way you explain the products. First of all, we can tell that you use them and you love them, but also just the simple way to explain them. People were saying, great presentation, Flora. Thank you for sharing. So thank you so much for sharing with us tonight on the products. And I hope to see you in the next event and hopefully soon in person so I can give you a big hug.
Yes, I miss that hug. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Oh my God, that was so great. That's one of my favorite parts. But hey, you heard about the company, the vision, the mission, the products. But what about how am I going to make money? So for that, we have an incredible double diamond director. I mean, he has been in the industry for over 30 years. So I would say in a very young age, he discovered this business platform and he embraced it and he has taken it to the next level with his wife, Jessica. He joined Jeunesse over 7 years ago And now he gets to travel all around the world to see his team to empower people. Actually, he has a huge group of very powerful ladies and a few good men in California that have been growing so much here in North America. But it's an international business, so he gets to travel, but also spend time with his beautiful kids, AJ and Alexa. So for me, it is an honor to introduce the next speaker, our Double Diamond director, Adam Vincent Gilmer. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing good, thank you. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear and you can hear me just fine.
We can hear you
Yes.
perfect. Thank you for taking time to be here with us tonight.
Welcome. Actually, I'm up in Lake Tahoe. We came up to our Tahoe home, and it just goes to prove, you can do this business from anywhere in the world. And like you say, I like to travel, but it comes down to with COVID and stuff. It's just this is how we're doing the business. So, pretty excited to be here, and thank you very much for inviting me to talk about the compensation plan, which I think is important to everybody. You got to hear from the founders tonight. You got to hear from our Triple Diamond director, Flora, about the incredible product line. And now I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about how the money works. And what I want everybody to understand is that when you decide to join Jeunesse, it's just a couple little ways to get started. First of all, you're going to own your own business, and like I do, and like all the other directors do. And you get involved in the business simply by getting signed up. Now, the beautiful thing about getting signed up inside Jeunesse, you can work the business part-time, full-time, or big time. And I added the little big time in there because that's my little, play on words for people to really take a serious look at this opportunity that's done over $8 billion in sales in the last 11 years. And what people don't realize is that there's about a 50% payout, 52% payout in our sales organization. And if you take a look at that, what that really means is that Jeunesse has actually paid out billions of dollars in commissions over the last 11 years. And then my question to everybody is, if you're watching this presentation tonight, how can you get involved and how can you get started? So at the end of the day, Jeunesse is an incredible global business. And all the offices that you're seeing on your slides right now, not only have I visited, but my wife and also my kids have as well. I think it's important that if you're looking at this presentation tonight and you have a family, I want you to realize you can work this business from literally anywhere in the world. And with the incredible infrastructure that Jeunesse has, you can leverage that. I like to look at this as, if you're going to be getting, it's not a franchise, but if you're going to get into a franchised opportunity, you'd be buying a system, you're buying a proven platform that works. And while I've had the privilege of visiting all these offices globally around the world, I will tell you that we have teams, and not only my team, but teams and teams of other distributors visiting these offices and actually working from them. So I want you to understand that there's an incredible platform here for you to really leverage and create volume from. The other great thing is that, you take a look at the globe. I know none of us have been traveling like last year in, not last year, but in 2019. Sorry, there's my kids. In 2019, I did over 400,000 miles, and I got to visit amazing places. In fact, one of my goals was to actually go to like India and actually backpack. I set that goal years and years ago. What I found is that when the company was launching India, I was there and got to take that incredible culture, but not only that culture, all the cultures around the world. And what I'm here to tell everybody is that you too can take advantage of this incredible opportunity by getting involved and understanding how the compensation plan works. When a lot of people get started inside Jeunesse, they're really not sure of how everything works. And what I want to tell you is that no matter what you're doing, whatever actions you're taking in your business, there's multiple ways that the compensation plan works at the same time. So what I'm going to tell you is that it takes a little bit of understanding to get it, but it's really, really simple once you start seeing it and once you start actually doing what's required to make the compensation plan work. When I immigrated here from South Africa, I got into the network marketing and direct sales business. And the reason I got into it is because it's something I could afford to get started in. As an immigrant to the United States, I didn't have millions of dollars to get started, even hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started. I had what was basically, basically working from paycheck to paycheck. And the beautiful thing about network marketing is that when you take a look at traditional business, they spend millions and millions of dollars in advertising. And the great thing about network marketing is that, and Jeunesse does this, we pay millions of people, sorry, we pay millions of dollars each week to the groups and organizations, because it's not just one particular person. It's lots of people that you get to leverage the relationships from. And the beautiful thing about relationships is that when you do word of mouth, you say, let me tell you about something, let me tell you about this opportunity, like you heard Flora Lee talk about the products, you too can leverage this. And that's the beauty of the entire system that Jeunesse Global has put together, specifically Wendy, when Wendy showed how the compensation plan works in multiple places for doing the work. That's an important fact inside Jeunesse. So there's 6 ways to earn income inside Jeunesse. The first way to earn is from customer profit. So all the commissions that are paid out come from product sales inside Jeunesse. So when a product or product package sells, customers buy, that means that somebody is going to be getting rewarded for that action of actually acquiring and getting a customer. The next one is the second way to get paid is retail sales bonuses. And the retail sales bonuses are on the different packages, and they can be from $25 up to like $500. And some packages are even bigger than that, depending on which country is actually doing a special promotion or a bonus. The third way to get paid, which I love, is team commissions, because that's where the leverage comes in. It's not just your work, it's your team's work. And the beautiful thing about this, you only have to build 2 teams, one on the left, one on the right. And you get to build and grow those teams really globally, utilizing Zoom or opportunities like this where you come and actually hear about how you make the process work. And then every single time somebody goes out and cycles inside the sales organization, there's a matching bonus that gets paid. And the beautiful thing about the matching bonuses, I'll go into this in a little bit detail in another slide, but you get paid over 7 different matches. Okay, well, that's really, really exciting. And then we have a customer acquisition bonus, which can increase your personal commissions, which I'll explain that in a moment. And then we have the diamond pool. And let me tell you something, the beautiful thing about going diamond is actually receiving a diamond bonus. And that's an exciting piece. It really does change lives. When you acquire customers, it's very, very simple. All you got to do is, you get to share. And now we have an amazing app, and I'll cover that in another slide. But once that person gets to hear about your particular products, they can go to your particular website, which is uniquely identified with your username, and they shop there. And when they shop there, you get to earn. It's even better than me just saying it. It's actually having somebody go through the process. And when somebody goes through the process and you earn the commissions, great things take place. Not only, when somebody comes to my website or your website and purchased it, are you able to earn commissions? But when those commissions happen, several things trigger the 6 ways to get paid, all for doing that particular job. The retail sales bonuses are exciting. So when somebody gets started inside Jeunesse, they choose a product package. And a product package is simply choosing anything from like a basic package up to an ambassador package. And the commissions that are on your screen show you the different commissions that are being paid as those product packages are being sold. And once again, everybody likes to receive a bonus when they do a good job. And that's exactly what Jeunesse does with a retail sales bonus. We have a special that's happening right now from now through March 15th, from the basic package to the 1-year jumbo, the ambassador package. Not only are the regular commissions there on the screen, $25, $100, $150, $205, $600, but now the company's putting an additional bonus in there, which increases your payout. So if you're thinking about this as March is a good time to get started and do something, I'm going to tell you it is. Go ahead and get started. Obviously, get back with the person that got you to come and take a look at this presentation tonight and get involved. And what I love about Jeunesse is always doing something to increase things, to make things happen. And in the month of March, this is exactly what we're doing. We're increasing the commissions. All right. I love the team commission plan. The team commission plan is a very, very strong point of our business. You see, when a product package is sold, not only is there direct sales on that particular product package, but every single time a package sells, there are points that are allocated to those product packages. And when you're building your teams on the left and the right, as the other teams and members build just like you're doing, it creates more points. So when you get 300 on one side and 600 on another side, you can earn up to $35 on that particular sale. The great thing about this particular plan is that you can actually max it out and earn up to $26,250. Now, there's some requirements for you to do that, but the beautiful thing is that many people are doing that. You can do this too. What you've got to do is choose to get started and actually see how the team bonus works, because when you start to see the team bonus work, that means that the matching bonuses are working, and the matching bonuses are exciting. So when you personally have a new distributor that gets started and they buy a package on your front line, what happens is that you receive a 20% like fast start, right? The good thing about that is on the matching bonuses is that that 20% comes from the work that maybe somebody else is doing, not just you. So that's leverage. On level 2, there's a 15%. Level 3, there's 10%, and level 4 through level 7 is actually a 5% bonus. Now I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but what happens is as you build your teams and as your teams grow and grow and grow over time, that 5% really adds up very, very big. And the great thing about this is that many other directors are receiving these bonuses as well. And if you're looking at getting started tonight, the person that's saying, come and take a look at this presentation, saying, look, we'll help you grow, and we'll help you get down to levels 4, 5, 6, and 7. And as I said, great things take place because you've got great leverage inside the compensation plan on matching bonuses. All right, customer acquisition incentive. So the company does something really great. It actually asks its distributors, say, listen, the more customers that you go out and get, you can increase your personal level commissions, your frontline commissions. You can go from the 20% to, you can go to up to 30%. And that really comes down to the number of customers that you're going to acquire. So if you go out and get 5 customers in a month, you can grow your commissions. If you go out and get 10 customers a month, you can get up to like 30% on your personal front line, which really increases the matching bonuses. And that's really, really exciting as well, because at the end of the day, when you're rewarded for doing great work of getting customers, you get paid inside Jeunesse. All right, the last way to get paid inside Jeunesse is the diamond bonus. And what's really great about becoming a diamond and hitting that level is you get a share of the entire company's bonus volume, that is commissionable volume, that's paid out globally, or that's acquired globally. And the good thing about that is the more shares that you get, the more diamond bonus pool that you receive. So what's great is that a lot of the diamonds are pushing to build, not just 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, but like really build a very big group of diamond distributors in their sales organizations. Not only do commissions increase, but shares increase as well. And you too can benefit from the incredible diamond lifestyle that one can create inside Jeunesse Global. All right, travel. I know we haven't been doing a lot of travel here over COVID this last year, but every single time we do something inside the commission structure and plan, and you rank advance or you do the right kinds of activity, what the company does, it rewards you with incredible travel. And as I can tell you, my family and I have traveled globally around the world with Jeunesse, not only many cruises, but I'm just really breathtaking, I want to say lifestyle events that are amazing. And I say amazing, meaning that normally you probably wouldn't go to these places. It's probably, it costs a lot. But what Jeunesse does is they make the process of you being able to live the diamond lifestyle. And as you're building towards that through the director ranks inside the company, you too can participate in all the travel rewards that the company has. And the good thing about this is that you get to discover amazing places and live to tell and share about the places that you visited, which once again leads to people saying, tell me more about Jeunesse. And you can walk them through the entire plan process and what we're doing inside the compensation plan. Now, what I love about we've done here at the Travel Reward Program, I know there's 19,795 total earners, and what that really means is that we've got people that are going to be going to Athens, people are going to be going to Rome, Switzerland, and all over the world, Bali, and and maybe I'm missing a few places, but at the end of the day, if you'd like to be part of Jeunesse and find out what Jeunesse is doing, how you can qualify to be part of the rewards, bonuses, and travel, all you got to do is go and read about it. Ask the person that said, hey, come and take a look at this presentation. Say, tell me more about it. And if they can't help you, I promise you there's a diamond director somewhere in your success line that'll help you understand what you got to do to qualify and how you can be part of these amazing lifestyle retreats. And I really mean amazing lifestyle retreats. All right. One of the great things I love about Jeunesse, what Jeunesse is doing is that we have this app called Jeunesse Live, and you can actually keep in touch with all the things that are happening, not only incredible presentations like you're seeing today, but you can keep in touch with all the things that are going on with your Jeunesse business. And you can also invite people to come and see the particular live events that are taking place. Why is this important? Because sometimes when you're brand new, sharing is very, very simple. And you just get people to come and take a look. And you can actually do that from your incredible app that we have inside Jeunesse. And when you have the app, all this is really just like using your phone. It's just a couple of finger touches away, and you can actually be sharing and having people find out more about your new business inside Jeunesse. All right. I love this slide. We've reached over 2,700,000 people on Jeunesse Live. What does that tell you? That tells you that if you are looking to share an incredible opportunity, share the products, share the compensation plan, or just share the amazing events that Jeunesse has, all you got to do is just plug people into the system. And it's really not hard to do with all the social media and everything else that we have going on today. It's just a matter of sharing. And you too can participate and actually have some of these amazing numbers of people be inside your groups or teams actually doing the same thing. And that's pure leverage. And what I love about Jeunesse's compensation plan is that's the way it's set up. It's set up so that you can maximize the earning potential by the more work that you do. And the more work that you do means, literally the more income that you can earn, because the sky's really the limit inside Jeunesse. All right. So what does it mean to go and get started and actually move to making a decision? Okay. So let me ask you a question. Most people will end up going to school, right? End up getting a fantastic job and saying, okay, this or the other. Then all of a sudden they find out they don't have any time or they don't have any freedom. Getting started in Jeunesse is you making the decision to say, let's keep the job and then start something that's going to allow you to truly leverage your time over a period. And what that means is you saying, okay, what does it mean that I got to get started? What's the financial investment? As I said before, you just got to get plugged in. The startup investment cost is anywhere from $200 from a basic package to maybe $1,000 to get started with an ambassador package. And as I said, there's a good, better, best option for people to choose to move and getting started. The other thing is that I'm always getting notifications through my Jeunesse app about something exciting happening. And what you got to do is you just got to plug yourself in to what's actually happening inside Jeunesse. And how hard is it to do? It's a matter of you staying connected to us on either, Facebook, Instagram, or any one of the other social media sites. You just follow us, in fact. I would encourage you to go and follow Jeunesse on Facebook and Instagram, because the updates are amazing. And the other great thing is that with the two applications that we have from, Jeunesse Office and JMobile, it's really making your business easy. In other words, you can just make it run from your own smartphone. And everybody has one today. And I'm up here in Lake Tahoe with my family, And I'm doing business on a computer, and I'm also doing business on my phone. And this is just what the system that Jeunesse has put together. So if you're looking to make a decision of saying, should I get started? Let me ask you this. If you're going to invest in a company that's done over $8 billion in sales collectively over the last 11 years, proven system, proven leadership, proven products, proven opportunity, proven management team, and you're going to hear in a little bit to hear from our chief visionary officer, I believe, Scott Lewis, and you already heard from our founders of the company. This is a complete system. What's missing is, are you ready to actually jump in and say, let me make a decision and get started? Because here's the difference. The future belongs to people who actually believe in their dreams. And I'm not only a dreamer, I write my dreams down. I have goals and aspirations, and I put these things down so that it led me to the incredible opportunity inside Jeunesse. And the invitation from me goes out to all of you to say, you should take a serious look at what Jeunesse is doing as a company. They've broken records, they've made amazing things happen. And the only thing that's missing, if you haven't gotten involved yet, is you actually making the decision to get started. All right. So, one of the great things that Jeunesse has done, not only they have incredible award-winning websites. I've seen so many different trophies inside the company's trophy room, right? And all these accolades come from the company actually doing things that are just so much above average. And here's the thing. Buying that system, you getting involved with the system means that you're making a decision to say, man, this is actually making sense to me. Share Jeunesse was put together so that anybody can actually use the Share Jeunesse system, and you just need your username, and you can actually share it to multiple platforms. It's award-winning content, and it is amazing. In other words, the videos, the content, the messaging has all been put together so that you and the people you're sharing it with can win. And I use Share Jeunesse from time to time when I'm sharing with people, saying, listen, here's how you use the program. All you've got to do is, once again, get involved and actually make the decision to say, I'm ready to do something different. Jim Rohn said, for things to change, you have to change. So if you're not happy with the way 2021 is, or you haven't looked back, you're not happy with your 2020, look, there's a couple of choices you could do. You could choose to become a customer inside Jeunesse. You can go ahead and try the products, right? You can get on smart delivery, and you can start, sharing and get some loyalty rewards and points there. Or you can become a team member like I decided to do, and some of the other directors that you heard from tonight. You can choose a product package, select your smart delivery, and start sharing the incredible opportunity and start working on a daily action plan to allow you to actually be involved in this business and move your life to the next level. At the end of the day, the choices are yours. Or guess what? You can choose to do nothing and stay in the exact same place that you are right now and keep hoping that something's going to change. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing that's going to change is when you decide to take action. Become a customer or become a distributor, a team member inside Jeunesse. What do you need to do that? So there's a couple of packages that we put in place. There's the Supreme Nutritional Packages. It's $625. You save a little bit of money getting started, but it has 300 CV. You can see the boxes of the products that are there on the picture. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is an option for you, right? The next one is the 6-month ambassador package. I usually like getting people started here. It's actually my favorite way to start somebody. One, it shows a commitment. Two, it's a great way for people to say a sampling of multiple of the products inside the company. And the other great thing is that it's 500 CV. And that really is a marker that lets us know that you're serious and you're ready to do something and take your life to the next level. We give you an incredible back office that allows you to navigate everything. You can not only have a way for you to shop, a way for you to share, a way for you to monitor your business, a way for you to see what's happening in your sales organization. It also tells you exactly everything that's going on, what CV that's being created. It also allows you to look at your ranking and see What's the next rank that you're looking to get to? And remember, all of this has been put together, right? It's all together for you. The decision is, should you get started? And I tell you what, if I was sitting at you with your table tonight, I'd be like, yes, here's what we need to do. Now you can download this quick start guide, and it'll walk you through the easiest ways for you to get started. And the beautiful thing about getting started is that you're now a member. You know, we say one team, one family, one Jeunesse. You now become a member of a company that has literally broken records. And the systems that you've heard about tonight, not only from our founders, but also from Flora and myself on the compensation plan, and soon here, I believe Scott's coming on next. You get to have a system that works. You have to work. And if you decide to work the system will reward you just like it's rewarded thousands and thousands of other people. Once again, here's the opportunity to earn a little extra commissions from now through the 15th of March on the different packages to choose from. And I like to tell people, once again, there's a good, better, best, right? You know, basic, good, better, like, you know, the let me see, jumbo package, and then I like to go with the ambassador packages, because that really sets you up for success. And if you ask any of the other diamond directors or any of the ruby directors, any of the director levels, they'll tell you this is the best way for you to get started inside the entire and get the entire system from Jeunesse. I think that's my end because my slides are moving forward. So with that, my slides are moving forward. So I'm going to say, listen, it's a privilege for me to come to you from my home, tell you what I do inside Jeunesse. There's a lot of Zoom calls that take place. All you got to do is plug in. If you plug in, you're a valuable member, and we will help you get as close to the top as you're willing to work. And with that, I hand the call back to you. Thank you. Take care, and God bless.
Amazing job, Adam. Thank you so much for going through that detailed compensation plan. And you're one of the very best to talk about the compensation plan as you're living every piece of it. So thank you.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. And wow, for those of you who are learning of us for the very first time, now you've seen our products, you heard from our founders, you saw the amazing compensation plan. I'm sure you're sitting on the at the other end of this screen here saying, I see how Jeunesse has accomplished so much in the industry and helped change so many people's lives. And, you know, we are just so excited for you to partake and be a part of our tribe, because like I said earlier, even though we've done $8 billion in sales and we're all over the world, it's not about just the numbers. It's about the significance. And, you know, until you reach your dreams and goals, we're not done, right? And, you know, there is a key individual that has really set the pace of the organization, that has raised the bar and constantly making sure that we don't feel comfortable. And although he is one of the founders and helped start Jeunesse, I know he's not comfortable. You know, on one of our last events, he said, job not done. And, you know, I have the honor to work with him. And, you know, every time we talk, it's about, you know, what we're doing tomorrow and how we're going to continue to leave a legacy and to make our mark here in the industry. And I can tell you that no matter how many billions of dollars we sell, we will not rest on our laurels, because there's way too many people out there that need Jeunesse. At this point, it's about you. It's about the significance. And so we want you to hear from our Chief Visionary Officer, the individual, like I said, that sets the pace and that simply wants Jeunesse to be the very best of the best, because if you are a part of our family, of our tribe, you deserve the best. And so with that being said, to close us out tonight, please help me introduce and welcome our Chief Visionary Officer, Scott Lewis.
All right. Thank you, Betty. It's an honor to be with all of you today, and welcome to Discover Jeunesse. I know you've gotten to hear from some incredible leaders that we have in this company. I'm truly so humbled to be able to hear them share from their hearts, share from their minds, and they've got so much wisdom to bring to the table and valuable information. Many of them have been in this industry over 20 years. As I present today, I would encourage all of you to keep 3 words in mind: timing, credibility, and heart. A little bit about myself. I've been around this wonderful industry of network marketing since I was a 10-year-old boy. You got to hear from our founders, my mom and Randy Ray. They flew me up to Indianapolis to attend an Amway convention at Conseco Fieldhouse when I was a 10-year-old boy. They were just kind of getting involved in some personal development, and I walked into that arena with 30,000 people, mind blown, getting to hear from some industry icons, Dexter Yeager, Zig Ziglar, and I still remember as a 10-year-old boy this profound moment hearing from Zig Ziglar say, if you dream it, you can achieve it. And it's something that just hit me at the heart, and something that stuck with me my whole life. I was raised with this concept of anything you can conceive in your mind and that you believe with your heart, you can achieve in life. Right to the mission statement, Jeunesse family creates positive impact in the world by helping people look and feel young while empowering each other to unleash our potential. It starts with family. We are one team, one family, one Jeunesse, multicultural, multinational, 150 countries around the world, making a positive impact in this world through the products and the youth enhancement system, through the opportunity, through the experiences and Jeunesse travel and our events, as well as our cause-driven focus in Jeunesse Kids, and empowering each other to unleash our potential. That's the personal development component. We get to see so many people grow in this industry and grow on their journey, and we've been so blessed along the way. So many people ask me still today, what is the competitive advantage of Jeunesse? And, you know, I always go to heart. Definitely the heart, the spirit of this company is a big part of our competitive advantage. But the other piece is diversification. Diversification. I'm talking about the product portfolio. You look at the youth enhancement system and what we've created, category creating products backed by science that were formulated to work together as one synergistic youth enhancement system. You've got all these products, world-class innovation and youth enhancement technology that were designed to help and complement each other perform more optimally. For example, Naara. Naara is our collagen formula. It's a powder, a nutritional drink that's going to help with hair, skin, and nails. So it's going to help the Luminous products perform more optimally. It's going to help RVL, our hair care line, perform more optimally. When you think about the market potential in this diversified product portfolio, you're talking over $500 billion of market potential. You're talking about a skincare industry over $262 billion a year industry. You're talking about weight management, over $100 billion a year industry. You see, when we started Jeunesse, we didn't want to be just a skincare company. We didn't want to be a weight management company. We didn't want to be a wellness company. We wanted to create the world's leader in youth enhancement, our anti-aging technologies, and that's what we've created with the youth enhancement system. The other piece of diversification is a global platform. When we started Jeunesse, we didn't just start here in the US. We invested all of our resources into something maybe that doesn't sound exciting or sexy, but it's called infrastructure. We didn't invest in the cool videos and all the, the sizzle and, all the great branding and marketing and resources and award-winning tools that we have today till much later when we started the company. Because of our long-term vision, not just to create a billion-dollar company, but a multi-billion-dollar brand, we invested in this global platform. Now have offices in 34 countries around the world, over 20 distribution centers, 47 distribution centers, and now shipping products to actually 150 countries around the world. And when we started the journey, we started with 5 incredible leaders in LA. And speed of the leaders, speed of the pack. We started flying over to Asia, setting up all of our infrastructure, our markets. And when I say a global platform, first market we opened was Taiwan. We didn't just start shipping product to Taiwan. We're not just shipping product NFR. We went into these markets A to Z, entities, product registrations, MLM licenses, the right management team, bank accounts for local commission wiring, warehouses for fulfillment and logistics, A to Z, soup to nuts, setting up these markets to be sustainable long term. And what has resulted? For first 5 years, 100% growth year over year. 6-year business, we became the fastest company in network marketing history to do annual sales of $1 billion. It was $1.09 billion back in 2015. And I remember celebrating that moment. And then I realized that milestone wasn't about the 1 billion. It was about all the lives that we had touched along the way. And that's why it said, and beyond. $1 billion was just a stepping stone to take this mission, to take this vision to a whole nother level. When you think about it, it's never been done in network marketing history in just 6 years' time. When you talk about credibility, these are the brands that you can align Jeunesse with when you're out there creating your Jeunesse story, when you're out there prospecting new customers, new distributors. It took Apple 6 years to do annual sales of $1 billion. It took Facebook 6 years to do annual sales of $1 billion. And sure enough, I remember, after that $1 billion year, everybody said we were just in another momentum story. But we came out after that year, had a $1.41 billion year, and ripped off 5 consecutive billion-dollar years. 5 consecutive billion-dollar years. 2019, 1.1. We were recognized by Direct Selling News as a top 15 company in this industry. The past few years, we've been number 13, number 14, youngest company out of the top 15 companies in this industry. So it just speaks to the credibility of this brand, the credibility of our leadership, and really the culture that we've built here at Jeunesse. It's been an incredible journey for sure, but I want all of you to know that this journey's only just begun. It is only just the beginning. Along the way, we've been able to have some incredible experiences. We've been able to receive some recognition along the way. Next slide. And we've been able to accrue some massive amounts of revenue based on leaders sharing our product, serving others. Just last weekend, I announced that Jeunesse has now surpassed $8 billion in revenue. When I, pulled the report, I knew we were getting close. It was emotional for me because when you're in the heat of the battle, you're on the inside looking in. It doesn't feel like 8 billion, but when you take a breath, you take a moment and you look at what we've created, $8 billion. You think about all the trips and experiences and events and commissions and all we've done through Jeunesse Kids to give back, all the experiences that we've shared. We have truly been blessed. It's been the most incredible journey of my life. Along the way, we've won some awards, now over 800 awards over the past 5 years that we've won, or 6 years that we've won since we hit the $1 billion mark. We started just accruing and racking up all these awards. It's more credibility for you. Over 100 Telly Awards, 10 awards by the Inc. 5000, Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, the Stevie Awards, the Marcom Awards. This is for our management and executive team. It's for our product development. It's for our award-winning tools and videos and resources. And all of this is in your hands as credibility. And it's a big part of what we've done is, continue to win awards along the way with the success that we've been so fortunate to have. Another big part of what we do is give back. They say you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give to others. In 2011, we started Jeunesse Kids. It's something that I'm super passionate about is, giving back, bringing hope to children around the world. I was looking for something sustainable. We were tired of going into a community or a village and feeding a hungry child a meal and getting on the airplane to fly home and realizing the next day that child's going to be just as hungry as the day before we got there. So I wanted to find something sustainable. And I came across the We Charity, and we adopt villages, and we focus on 5 pillars. We build schools that provide employment and education. We drill water wells for clean drinking water. We build hospitals for medical care, and we teach agriculture. Instead of a hand-me-down model, it's a hand-me-up model. And we go on these Bringing Hope service trips, and we get to meet these children. You get to see the hope that you're bringing, to these communities and these children. It is absolutely life-changing. I think Randy said it best. These children might not remember who we are, 10 years from now, but they will never forget what we've done and what we did to support these communities and villages. So amazing what we've done. We've now, back in 2018, I think we had our best year, raised over $4 million for Jeunesse Kids. Last year alone, we deployed over $2 million we do a lot of different local community projects. But the best thing about this number, and something I'm so proud of, is that we operate Jeunesse Kids with 0% administrative fees. 100% of what we raise goes right back to the children. And those Bringing Hope trips, it's incredible to see people at the highest level. I'm reminded of a quote by Tony Robbins, and he said, "It's not about what you get, it's about what you contribute to others, who you become that allows you to live a fulfilled life. And I'm so humbled and honored to be able to see our leaders identify their calling, their purpose, to give back, to serve others through the business, and certainly through Jeunesse Kids as well. We don't just work hard, we don't just serve hard, we play hard too at Jeunesse. And we've done some amazing Jeunesse travel lifestyle incentive trips. Back in 2009, we took over 19,000 people to crazy exotic destinations like Athens, Greece, Rome, Switzerland, a Mediterranean cruise, Bali, bought out the entire Atlantis resort for Brazil and Latin America, as well as Honolulu for Japan. So we're big believers. We built our culture on creating experiences through our events like Expo and Lead, through Jeunesse University, Discover Jeunesse like this, through the Bringing Hope trips and Jeunesse Kids, and definitely Jeunesse Travel. It's incredible where we've gone over the past 11 years, but it is only just the beginning. We've got trips running right now for sure, and we look forward to having you join us on one of these life-changing experiences somewhere in the Jeunesse world, and getting together. You know, that's the biggest thing in today's world. We'd love to get together, give everybody a hug, get those pictures, share those moments, and continue to make an impact in this world. That's what it's all about. We're so grateful for the journey. And, you know, for me, next slide, please. For me, you know, it's moments like this and, you know, different challenges that you face that you realize how precious it is what we've created. You know, I've got a lot of respect, a lot of pride for our mission to create a positive impact in people's lives worldwide. We continue to invest in the brand. These are just some fun pictures from down in Brazil, our very own home in Rio de Janeiro, the largest indoor stadium in Brazil, and it's our very own Jeunesse Arena. Just another piece of credibility. Certainly down in Brazil, people know the Jeunesse name very well. So, you know, the late, great Steve Jobs once said, if when you're passionate about something, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you every single day. And for me, my vision is crystal clear. It's to create the #1 network marketing company in the world. And why do I want to do that? I want to do that because I know that we have the ability to serve at the highest level, to make a difference in people's lives through the products, through the opportunity, through the experiences. So our focus is laser focused. I am more hungry, more driven, more passionate, more hungry than I've ever been before, because we know the potential and of living our destiny. So don't just dream your dreams. We want you to live your dreams in Jeunesse. It's been an honor.
Oh my God, Scott, thank you so much for sharing your vision. I mean, when I listen to you, I put myself, when I was 10 years old, what was I listening to? I know I was watching cartoons for sure, but here's Scott Lewis, our visionary, chief visionary officer, saying how he remembers when he was 10 years old, listening to the great Zig Ziglar say that if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And the thing is that Scott has been dreaming every single day to make Jeunesse the #1 in the world. So our question to all of you watching us today, are you gonna share that same dream and vision from Scott Lewis and make Jeunesse the #1 in the world? We can do this. Look at all the numbers, all the accomplishment in so little time. So we cannot wait to see the future of Jeunesse. So I hope now that you have heard everything from our founders, from Scott Lewis, from our president of North America, from great leaders within Jeunesse, we hope that you make that decision, because we can present the best platform, the best product, the best business and opportunity, but it takes you to say yes and join us. So we hope that you get on the phone now with the person that invited you and you get to join the One Team, One Family, One Jeunesse. So now we're gonna go to the lucky draw. We need to see who these 2 winners are of tonight. And while they give those 2 names, I wanna thank everybody for taking some time tonight to listen to this opportunity. We love doing these presentations and we love to see our family grow. So, okay, we have 2 winners for the live NMN. We have Alice Pittman, and for the Mine and Reserve gifts, we have Atifon Putaparanja, so Freedom 89. So congratulations, and we hope you enjoy the products. So after everything, we want everybody to send your love in the chat on Facebook. Also, remember, we have an incredible production team behind cameras helping us get to your homes safely. So let's thank all of them as well. for taking the time and joining us. So once again, good night, and remember, one team, one family, one Jeunesse. God bless.